Hi, everybody. This is Nancy from the team at Community Homeworks in Kalamazoo. Thank you for tuning in to another story about the people we meet and the impact of our work. Since 2009, Community Homeworks has been working hard to help homeowners stay safely in their homes by providing critical home repairs to income-eligible people. We also offer home maintenance classes and even lend tools so we can cultivate basic skills as we build relationships across neighborhoods. This podcast, called Being Right at Home, will include stories of empowerment, stories of hope, stories of what can happen when people work together. In the words of T.S. Eliot, home is where one starts from. So let's begin. Okay, everybody, we are going to start off this month with another fun fact. So here it goes. The average power drill is used for only, fill in the blank. Okay, I'll tell you. The average power drill is used for only 13 minutes in its lifetime. Not in a week, not in a year, in its lifetime. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about tools, which is going to be interesting, fun, and hopefully useful to all of you. So let me introduce our guest. I have Rachel McCartney, who is our Tool Library Program Manager at Community Homeworks. Rachel came on board a few months ago to create a vision for us. We knew we wanted a tool lending library. Rachel came up with the vision and she has implemented, and we are on the cusp of opening. So we are going to get all the real facts from her as far as what she's doing, what we can all expect within Kalamazoo County, and just the benefits of what's going to happen. So Rachel, welcome to Being Right at Home.
Thank you, Nancy.
I'm so glad you're here. And yeah, you've been a joy, and I can't wait for everybody else to learn about you and your program. So let's start off with just an introduction. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, maybe elaborate on your family, your hobbies, interests. Let's just get to know you.
This is my second time living in Kalamazoo. I'm originally from New Jersey, South Jersey, and have moved around a bit, but I came back to Kalamazoo about 3 years ago, finding my home here again, and I've done it before, and I really wanted to come back to this very special city that I call home. My family, everyone who knows me knows that the light of my life and focus of my existence is my beautiful 9-year-old daughter, Violet, and I also have other family here in Grand Rapids, but we're kind of all over the place. My dad's side of the family is from South Jersey. That's the side of the family that I really get my sensibility, got my start and my awareness and my teaching in construction, and what kind of led me down this path to becoming the Tool Library Program Manager this past May. I have a lot of very fierce, independent, skilled craftspeople in my family that have their own businesses in different ways, but I really had a great advantage growing up around a lot of people who knew how to do a lot of things and were willing to let me learn and be a part of that.
And it sounds like you had a natural interest and an instinct just to be handy. I mean, I call people like you handy. So that's neat. You know this, I think, but I just want to remind you, when you came in, what your space looked like at Community Homeworks, we affectionately referred to as our swamp, because it was kind of our dumping ground where we would put anything extra that we didn't know what to do with. And you came in this, and I just thought, what is she going to do with that space? I mean, oh, I hope she's okay. And it looks like a whole different, I mean, I can't even recognize it. One of our long-term volunteers came in, I think it was right before the holidays last year, and she actually, I ran into her and she says, oh my goodness. So tell us about the transformation to our space at Community Homeworks, and how did you do that?
Well, I do want to first say that we still now affectionately only call it the swamp. It is not a place of things getting lost in the reeds over there anymore, but we just still think it's cool to call it that. So I got to stick up for that name. Actually, I was very impressed when I came on. I want to first say of all the groundwork that had been laid over the years to make this tool library happen, to secure funding for it, to do this search that ended in me coming on board the team. The space it's a warehouse type space, got concrete floors and high ceilings and a metal building that just hadn't been being used. It was kind of the gray area between our education program home and our critical repair home. Putting this program together along with a lot of the other facets of program building and research and relationship building and just teaching myself how to do this job, I'm very aware of the elements of placemaking. And so when I came into this space where other people might have seen a sort of undefined area that I was being told all these stories of, well, you should have seen it before. We've cleaned so much stuff out. I just started looking at it as what are the practical elements that we need to install, and then also what are those softer elements that make this space that is just square footage that's been cleared out. How do we make this a new place and a place that people will feel welcome to come into, that they'll feel like it has been prepared for them, that will be a positive, just a nice place to be for anyone, no matter what their experience level is or their comfort level with tools. So there's a lot of utilitarian fixtures that had to go in. I immediately started thinking with that placemaking mind of how to create a new place in the community that people would feel welcome to come into. And so there's a lot of little touches if you come in the space that I hope make people feel comfortable and welcome and empowered and just positive messages and little touches that say, this is a space for you.
And it does. I can't imagine anybody not feeling like that. You've done an amazing, amazing job. Let's talk about the nitty-gritty of the tool library. When I go in, I see beautiful shelves and real shiny tools and a lot of organization, barcoding on everything. But why? If somebody listens to this and has never been exposed, and you've been exposed, because I know you've been here and there and everywhere looking at other libraries around the Midwest, but tell us what the benefits are to us, the community of Kalamazoo.
Of the whole tool library or just the system, just the benefits of the tool library itself?
Yes, let's start there.
Okay, so the main benefit, and it's just what it sounds like, tool library where one can become involved as a member of the tool library, and when you need a tool, you come and check it out. The average time that we have our tools, the lending period is a week, but that could be extended, or you can return it early if you're done with it, just like a library if you're taking out a book. That benefit, the main benefits are to what we're looking to do in accordance with our mission at Community Homeworks is to empower people to sustain and improve their spaces in terms of health, safety, and just the comforts of home for generations. And so that access to the tools, it's the obvious one is the financial benefit of being able to have access to thousands of dollars worth of tools that you don't have to buy. You don't have to store them. You don't have to maintain them. A lot of people don't have garages, they don't have family members to borrow tools from. So this is a central hub where we take care of all of that, acquiring those tools, of course, with feedback from the community on what is needed by folks. And then we take care of that maintenance, that storage, that organization, and making those available so that when you're planning your project, there are fewer barriers. to getting that project done quickly. You also have, and this is the thing that we're building now as we get further along in this process, is to build a community and that place and that community where people can gather, share tools, share knowledge, be able to have an advocate in learning new skills through our education department, applying those skills through the library, and just this is on the prevention side of the continuum at Community Homeworks, where that education and that access to tools and that taking down of barriers to people who really want to improve the condition of their homes before it gets to the critical repair point, that we continue to provide more and more access to those services, really try to reach as many people as we can and prevent those really critical situations.
Yeah, I know. I can speak from that from personal experience. Over Christmas, I came to you and said I need to put up a towel bar, and I don't have a clue as to how to. I have a drill. That's it. That's all I have. And you said, well, you need a level, and I said, okay. And you got this really cool gadget, which it was more modern than I remembered, and you showed me how to use it, and you showed me, and so I'm watching you, and you're finding no, it was a stud finder, wasn't it? Oh, that's see, I didn't even know what it was. So that's what I came to you with, lack of knowledge, and you said, "No, you need a stud finder so you can really get that towel bar on." Well, and oh, good. I have a clue as to what you're talking about. You showed me the stud finder. You showed me how to use it. You lent it to me, and I felt like when I got home, you're right, when you said it builds confidence, it does, because I got home and I took it out and I thought, I'm gonna just go around the house finding studs. So I found a lot of studs. I know how far apart they are now, and and I put up that towel bar and took some pictures of it, and I just was so proud of myself. So that self-confidence and that empowerment is really going to be, so if I knew there were other borrowers, it'd be fun to just talk to them about my experience. But anyway,
And how long had it been, or is that something that you had done before? Like, do you consider yourself a handy person? Was this like a first foray into, I'm going to install this myself?
painting, putting nails in, I can do. That's about it. That's about it. So to feel empowered and to all these things that you see other people do, or you hear other people do, or you think I need to save my money to hire somebody, a lot of it, it's like, I think I can do this. And especially with the tools that I don't have to go out and buy, and the encouragement and the directions that you're going to verbally let people know of. It's really, I can't wait. I just can't wait for this to just be community-wide access. So, the other thing I kept thinking of, and I want you to speak to this, when I read that fun fact at the beginning, a power drill is used for 13 minutes in its lifetime.
That was shocking to me as well.
Was it? Yeah.
Mhm.
So how eco-friendly is that? So, I
Yeah.
mean, what you're doing is gonna just be really good for our environment.
I've learned so much, and maybe we'll talk about this a little bit more in depth from other tool libraries. The tool library community internationally is extremely organized, extremely focused on sharing best practices, knowledge, experience. And so I was able to, once I got in touch with one person and I was looking at all of the tool libraries in the Midwest, like you said, I was able to hook into an international group of, there's about 2,000 tool libraries in the world at this point, and it's growing faster now. People are really starting to warm to this idea and understand the importance of it. But there are the environmental impacts of these libraries are huge, and various libraries have developed different methods of recording that environmental impact that they're having on their communities, whether it's like those tools that don't need to be manufactured, transported, bought at the store, and all the environmental impacts of that. But just, putting numbers to how much money is being saved, and that money can be a benefit to the community. How much that there's greenhouse gas calculators and all kinds of other tools which we plan to use to demonstrate that environmental impact on our community.
So in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, the data will come in from us, and we'll be able to see even locally what our impact is. In fact, I think I was talking to you earlier today about in Kalamazoo County, according to what I read, there's 262,000 people in this county. If all of us purchased one less tool a year, can you imagine even the economic savings from that? And we shared because that's how you build community. You share. And
Yes, and that drill is built to last more than 13 minutes.
so Rachel, let's go into what's going to happen at Community Homeworks. I'm so impressed with your strategic launch, I'm going to call it, for want of a better term. You are in the beta phase now, where you have invited participants from our Handy at Home series to become members of the tool library, and also staff. So it's so cool. I can just go and borrow a tool now. So that's our beta phase. But what comes after that and after that? Because you're just doing it right.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yes, the tool library, we have the great benefit of being able to take our time to build this program to last. And this phase that we're in now, currently, we did have our soft opening in November of 24. And currently, staff volunteers and program participants, both from our critical repair program and our education program, are eligible to join. And if you haven't participated in those programs, all it takes is coming to one class, our free, wonderful education workshops, and that makes you eligible. So this is our first phase where we figure out, because this is sort of a novel thing for our community, and we really want to make sure that we're getting all of the feedback from our community partners, from potential members, and from different groups that we have plans to create special memberships for. Just making sure that we're doing what the community needs, building that into how we have it set up. And our next phase is going to be, right now we just have a general membership. It's suggested donation of $35 a year, but that is a pay what you can membership. And so you can pay more or less according to your budget for the year. And our next phase will be figuring out our model for a sole proprietor membership. And so that's an objective that we have at Community Homeworks, one of many to support people in the trades, small businesses. And so it's a kind of unique thing about our library in particular, is that we're creating a membership for sole proprietors who are just getting started out in their businesses, who may not be fully stocked with tools, so that they can borrow professional grade equipment that they have had input in compiling, so that they are able to take on more jobs and grow their business more quickly, sustainably, easily, without as many barriers through our tool library, through the membership.
Wow.
We'll also be offering an organizational membership coming up here, where nonprofit organizations in Kalamazoo County can sign on to be able to borrow tools for projects that they're doing within their communities. And then, so the place where it really opens up to everyone, we don't have an exact date yet, but it will be during the 2025, during the milder months. We will be doing a grand opening where instead of there being any restrictions on you have to be a participant, the only restrictions will be, or I'd rather say qualifications to be eligible for membership, will just be that you will be 18 plus and live in Kalamazoo County. And so once we do that grand opening and we feel really ready to sort of open the floodgates and invite everyone in, then those will be the only requirements, and anyone that lives in Kalamazoo County will be able to use these tools, whether it's people who own their homes, people who rent, people who are working in neighborhoods, people who are sole proprietors starting to in these businesses, artists, craft people, curious people of all kinds who use tools and want to build their skills.
And I can't help but think that when that happens, we'll get to know each other as we become the borrowers and we'll be studying together through the classes. We'll be borrowing tools. We'll be probably sharing stories. That's going to be really neat. I can't
I've
wait.
seen so many really beautiful examples of when tool libraries get past that first year and the preparation and the acquiring of tools and the putting together of all these systems. And we already have a really wonderful group of volunteers that have been working with me all along to get all of this established. As more and more people become aware and start to use this service, the volunteer, I've seen in other libraries, that volunteer base grows. Those volunteers really take ownership, step up in different ways, and all kinds of things are possible within that community of people that's using the library, that is showing up to help others use the library, and all kinds of exciting things, repair fairs, tool sales, different, educational opportunities, and all kinds of fun stuff.
So it's not like you stop dreaming and planning in September. I mean,
Oh, there's so
the
much
sky's
room
the
to
limit.
grow.
Yeah, yeah. That's wow. So you mentioned membership is a requested or suggested amount of $35, but it's up to the individual coming in,
Correct.
and that's for a whole year.
It's for a year. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, will you? And it sounds like. Let me make sure I understand this. It sounds like you're going to monitor the money saved and the environmental impact along the way. So we'll be able to prove. I mean, just
Yes.
quantitatively prove.
Yeah, we have some really cool software that we're using that was made for tool libraries by a small um, tech company, and it's called My Turn. If you go to our website and check out our catalog, it's a cataloging software, so it's similar to what you'd see like on a library website, where each item is laid out of all of the details, and you can add so much detail and do a lot of looking at the data a lot of different ways. So as we get going and collect that data, we'll be able to demonstrate, what the impact is on the community.
That's neat. Rachel, when I noticed, let me tell you, everybody, what I noted about you when you came on board is you were a team player from day one. I mean, you fit right into all of our programs, the critical home repairs. You learned all about it. You became one of them. With Tiana and the education team, again, you work very closely and interface with them so well. You have this deep personal enthusiasm, which I saw from day one. I didn't get it, and you got it. You got it, and now we're all enthused. We're all excited, and you value excellence, which is, I think, I see as you go through this strategic launch and doing it mindfully and in a way that makes sense. I just want to welcome you to Community Homeworks and tell you how fortunate we are to have you, how fortunate the whole community is in having you. But I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens. For those who are listening and say, gosh, there's something, I want to borrow that power drill, or I want to borrow that stud finder that Nancy borrowed. How do they do that when it's open, or how can they find out more right now?
Best place to start with that online, it's going to be our website, communityhomeworks.org. There's a page for the Tool Library program that's got a lot of information. You can view our whole catalog, see what tools we have. There's a membership application on there. There's several different ways to contact me and the other staff that work around the library. And then also we do have open hours where you can stop by. It's Tuesdays 2 to 6, and then Thursday and Friday 11 to 3. We can also make an appointment with you if you would like to come by, tour it, see what we have, and sign up for membership. The only thing I would add to that is that because the qualifications for the program are that you be a Kalamazoo County resident, just if you bring something that establishes your residence and a photo ID to show that you're 18, that's all we would need to sign up for membership.
Okay.
And I'm happy to tour anybody through or answer any questions. I'm there pretty much all the time.
So, okay. Yeah, you are. And if they just want to learn more, they can do that, or should they wait for the big launch?
Oh, no, there's a lot of information on our website. And, it's been a little bit of a difficult thing being in the beta phase and saying, oh, okay, well, here's this wonderful resource, but you have to be a participant, or putting any kind of restriction on that. That's a very easy thing to overcome. And I can help you, get hooked up with a class that works for you. Just while we're in this phase. But, even doing planning for spring and summer projects for when it does open up to the whole county and not just to our participants, even just looking through what we have, getting familiar with the tools that we have, giving me feedback on what you see that's missing. I'm completely curious and open and really wanting that feedback so that we can make sure that we're on track to make the best resource possible that we can for people.
Perfect. So go to our website, check us out, check our other programs out while you're in the process. And Tiana's got her class schedule posted there, so you can see what classes that you want to take part in. So thank you, Rachel. Thank you so much for this. And again, I'm so glad you're part of the team.
Oh, thank you, Nancy. It's been a great conversation.
Yeah, it has. Thanks so much. Well, that's it for this time, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Between now and next month, we will continue to be in our community, making a difference. But before signing off, I want to ask for your help. Please consider supporting us with a donation of any size. You can easily do this by visiting our website, communityhomeworks.org. Your help will allow us to empower more families as we build a stronger community, one home at a time. So until next month, please take care of yourself and each other. From our team to you, bye-bye for now.